Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Swahili ebook before it's gone. Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Habari ya mama yako. Ako sawa.
Once more with the English translation.
Habari ya mama yako.
How's your mother?
Ako sawa.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's
Habari ya mama yako.
listen to it again.
Habari ya mama yako. Habari ya mama yako.
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ako.
state of well-being. But it translates as she is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
Ako sawa. Ako sawa.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great.
Bora. Bora.
Fine.
Sawa. Sawa.
So-so.
Kabisa kabisa. Kabisa kabisa.
Bad.
Mbaya. Mbaya.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Habari ya mama yako. Ako bora. Habari ya mama yako. Ako kabisa kabisa. Habari ya mama yako. Ako mbaya.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Habari ya mama yako.
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great?
Bora. Bora.
Say, she's great.
Ako bora.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Habari ya mama yako. Ako bora.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Kabisa kabisa. Kabisa kabisa.
Say, she's so-so.
Ako kabisa kabisa.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Habari ya mama yako. Ako kabisa kabisa.
Now imagine she's bad. Do you remember how to say bad?
Mbaya. Mbaya.
Say, she's bad.
Ako mbaya.
Now answer the question saying she's bad.
Habari ya mama yako. Ako mbaya.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2. Talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4. Ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5. Learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni msanii.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
Wewe hufanya nini?
What do you do?
Mimi ni msanii.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, "What do you do?" That's
Wewe hufanya nini?
Listen to it again.
Wewe hufanya nini? Wewe hufanya nini?
Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Mimi ni
Your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Mimi ni msanii. Mimi ni msanii.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer,
Askari. Askari.
teacher,
Mwalimu. Mwalimu.
doctor,
Daktari. Daktari.
engineer,
Mhandisi. Mhandisi.
Now, listen to some examples.
Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni mwalimu. Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni daktari. Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni mhandisi.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What do you do?"
Wewe hufanya nini?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, "Doctor"?
Daktari. Daktari.
Say, "I'm a doctor."
Mimi ni daktari.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni daktari.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Mwalimu. Mwalimu.
Say, "I'm a teacher."
Mimi ni mwalimu.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni mwalimu.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Mhandisi. Mhandisi.
Say, "I'm an engineer."
Mimi ni mhandisi.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
Wewe hufanya nini? Mimi ni mhandisi.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea? Ni saba.
Once more with the English translation.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
What's your favorite number?
Ni saba.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's your favorite number? That's
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Listen to it again.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea? Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ni.
number. It's number. For example, it's 7.
Ni saba. Ni saba.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
Saba. Saba.
2,
Mbili. Mbili.
4,
Nne. Nne.
9,
Tisa. Tisa.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni mbili.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni nne.
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni tisa.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
Mbili. Mbili.
Say, "It's 2."
Ni mbili.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 2."
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni mbili.
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
Nne. Nne.
Say, "It's 4."
Ni nne.
Now answer the question by saying, "It's 4."
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni nne.
Now imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
Tisa. Tisa.
Say, "It's 9."
Ni tisa.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 9."
Ni namba gani unayopendelea?
Ni tisa.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kwenda pwani.
Once more with the English translation.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
What are you doing for Heroes Day?
Najipanga kwenda pwani.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What are you doing for Heroes Day?" That's
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
This holiday takes place on October 20th every year and honors those who fought for independence and afterwards helped establish Kenya as an independent nation. Listen to it again.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa? Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Najipanga.
plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Najipanga kwenda pwani. Najipanga kwenda pwani.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Kwenda pwani. Kwenda pwani.
Travel.
Safiri. Safiri.
Stay home.
Kukaa nyumbani. Kukaa nyumbani.
Go to the movies.
Kwenda kuona sinema. Kwenda kuona sinema.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kusafiri.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kukaa nyumbani.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kwenda kuona sinema.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What are you doing for Heroes Day?"
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Safiri. Safiri.
Say, "I'm planning to travel."
Najipanga kusafiri.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kusafiri.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
Kukaa nyumbani. Kukaa nyumbani.
Say, "I'm planning to stay home."
Najipanga kukaa nyumbani.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kukaa nyumbani.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say go to the movies?
Kwenda kuona sinema. Kwenda kuona sinema.
Say, "I'm planning to go to the movies."
Najipanga kwenda kuona sinema.
Now, Answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Unafanya nini sikukuu ya mashujaa?
Najipanga kwenda kuona sinema.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jambo, ningependa kuzungumza na mtu ambaye amesimamia.
Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Once more with the English translation.
Jambo, ningependa kuzungumza na mtu ambaye amesimamia.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Jambo. Jambo.
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
Ningependa kuzungumza na mtu.
person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Jambo, ningependa kuzungumza na mtu ambaye amesimamia. Jambo, ningependa kuzungumza na mtu ambaye amesimamia.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
This Swahili sentence literally translates as, sure, please wait minute 1, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
Mtu ambaye amesimamia. Mtu ambaye amesimamia.
A sales representative.
Mwakilishi wa mauzo. Mwakilishi wa mauzo.
The manager.
Meneja. Meneja.
Customer service.
Huduma ya wateja. Huduma ya wateja.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Ningependa kuzungumza na mwakilishi wa mauzo. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja. Ningependa kuzungumza na meneja. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja. Ningependa kuzungumza na huduma ya wateja. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
Ningependa kuzungumza na mtu.
Person. And how do you answer it?
Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Mwakilishi wa mauzo. Mwakilishi wa mauzo.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Ningependa kuzungumza na mwakilishi wa mauzo.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Ningependa kuzungumza na mwakilishi wa mauzo. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
Meneja. Meneja.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
Ningependa kuzungumza na meneja.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
Ningependa kuzungumza na meneja. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
Huduma ya wateja. Huduma ya wateja.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Ningependa kuzungumza na huduma ya wateja.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Ningependa kuzungumza na huduma ya wateja. Hakika. Tafadhali ngoja dakika moja.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina joto.
Once more with the English translation.
Kila kitu kisawa?
What's the matter?
Ofisi ina joto.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What's the matter?" That's,
Kila kitu kisawa?
listen to it again.
Kila kitu kisawa? Kila kitu kisawa?
This Swahili sentence literally translates into, "Is everything okay?" But it means, "What's the matter?" in English. Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ofisi ina.
adjective, the office is adjective. For example, the office is hot.
Ofisi ina joto. Ofisi ina joto.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Joto. Joto.
cold,
Baridi. Baridi.
noisy,
Kelele. Kelele.
dirty,
Uchafu. Uchafu.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina baridi.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina kelele.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina uchafu.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's the matter?"
Kila kitu kisawa?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Baridi. Baridi.
Say, the office is cold.
Ofisi ina baridi.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina baridi.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Kelele. Kelele.
Say, the office is noisy.
Ofisi ina kelele.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina kelele.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Uchafu. Uchafu.
Say, the office is dirty.
Ofisi ina uchafu.
Now answer the question saying the office is dirty.
Kila kitu kisawa?
Ofisi ina uchafu.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary list in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on, so you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Je, unasema aje hivi?
Ni pahali pa kuegesha gari.
Once more with the English translation.
Je, unasema aje hivi?
How do you say this?
Ni pahali pa kuegesha gari.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Je, unasema aje hivi?
listen to it again.
Je, unasema aje hivi? Je, unasema aje hivi?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ni
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
ni pahali pa kuegesha gari. Ni pahali pa kuegesha gari.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Pahali pa kuegesha gari. Pahali pa kuegesha gari.
giraffe,
Twiga. Twiga.
travel,
Usafiri. Usafiri.
invasion,
Uvamizi. Uvamizi.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni twiga. Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni usafiri. Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni uvamizi.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Je, unasema aje hivi?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Twiga. Twiga.
Say, it's giraffe.
Ni twiga.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni twiga.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Usafiri. Usafiri.
Say, it's travel.
Ni usafiri.
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni usafiri.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Uvamizi. Uvamizi.
Say, it's invasion.
Ni uvamizi.
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Je, unasema aje hivi? Ni uvamizi.
Want to speak real Swahili from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwahiliPod101.com.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So, access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hamjamboni, mimi ni Medina. Hi everybody, I'm Medina. Welcome to SwahiliPod101.com's Kiswahili kwa dakika tatu, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Swahili. In the last lesson, we learned how to thank people by saying asante. In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Kenya. Uko tayari? Are you ready? Tuanze! So let's get started. The most commonly used informal greeting is habari. Habari. Habari means hi or hello. We use it when we meet people. We can use this greeting with friends or relatives, but also with people we don't know. We used this phrase in lesson 1. Do you remember? And do you remember what the formal way of greeting people is? Shikamoo. Shikamoo. Do you also remember that habari can be used both in formal and casual settings? During the evening, we say habari ya jioni. Habari ya jioni. Jioni is Swahili for evening. So, habari ya jioni means good evening. Habari and habari ya jioni are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we don't say these greetings again. Instead, when living in both formal and informal situations, Kenyan people say kwaheri. Kwaheri. Kwaheri means goodbye. Finally, in Swahili, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. Tuonane tena. Tuonane tena. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Swahili. Let's review them all again. When greeting someone in an informal way, remember to say habari. When greeting someone in a formal situation, you say shikamoo. When living in either a formal or informal situation, say tuonane tena. It's easy, isn't it? Now, it's time for Medina's insights. In formal situations, Kenyans commonly greet each other by shaking hands. But if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we hug each other. Don't be afraid to do it with your Kenyan friends. It's normal. In the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase, unaongea Kiingereza? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting with the answer in our next Kiswahili kwa dakika tatu. Until then, tuonane.
Yeah, welcome everyone. It's Medina again. Welcome to Swahili Pod 101. Today, we are going to look at the top 25 phrases in Swahili. Let's have fun. Jambo. Hello. Okay, the first phrase is jambo. Hello. Jambo. Jambo is one of the most simple greetings in Kenya. Anyone can use it at any time. In fact, we love using it with tourists. Please visit Kenya and just say jambo. Habari za asubuhi. Good morning. Okay, the next phrase is habari za asubuhi. Good morning. Habari za asubuhi. We often wake up tired sometimes in the morning, but it doesn't cost to say habari za asubuhi. Good morning. Habari za mchana. Good afternoon. The next phrase is habari za mchana. Good afternoon. Habari za mchana. You know, in the afternoon when you meet someone, you're like, oh, habari za mchana. Habari means news. So you're trying to ask someone, okay, how is your afternoon? Tell me anything that is happening in your afternoon. Usiku mwema. Good night. Usiku mwema. Good night. Usiku mwema. Good night. Yes, it's time to sleep. I sometimes look forward to that time. And, you know, I look forward to saying good night to my friends or to my family or to my whatever person who is there. Jina lako nani? What's your name? Jina lako nani? What's your name? Jina lako nani? It's an obvious question whenever we meet with people, especially when you want to know who they are. It's polite to know someone's name, right? Do you like being called by your name? Yeah, that's why this phrase is very important. Jina lako nani? Mimi naitwa. Mimi naitwa Medina. My name is Medina. Mimi naitwa Medina. Now, this is actually an answer to the previous question, Jina lako nani? What's your name? Now, you have to keep this in mind that, you know, if you use this word frequently, you'll be able to tell people about your name. You'll be able to tell people your name. Nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Nice to meet you. Nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Nice to meet you. Nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Nice to meet you. I mean, it's really polite. I always feel like energized when someone says, nice to meet you. It can be awkward when someone says, oh, I did not want to meet you, you know, but we rarely hear that. Just use that word, nice to meet you. Habari gani? How are you? Habari gani? How are you? Habari in Swahili means news. And gani means what? So what news? Actually, what you're trying to ask here is like, what do you have? I mean, what is all about your life right now in a polite way, you know? Then someone will say, mzuri, or it's okay. They will not go on telling you whatever is happening all around, but you know, they'll just say it's fine or not good, you know? So it's an important phrase. Niko salama, asante, na wewe? I am fine, thanks. And you? Niko salama, asante. Fine, thanks. And you? Niko salama, asante means, oh, I'm fine. Literally, that is what it means. I'm fine, thank you. Then you take it back. What about you? You are concerned about the person who is asking you, you know? If you just say, oh, I'm fine, thanks, then you keep quiet, you know? I mean, we do that sometimes, but you know, sometimes you want to show concern, so you ask, na wewe, and you? Tafadhali, please. Tafadhali, please. It's a magic word all around the world. So tafadhali is one of those words that you want to embrace when you visit Kenya. Tafadhali, whenever you're asking a favor, just say tafadhali. Excuse me, tafadhali, tafadhali. That's one great word you need to remember. Asante, thank you. Asante, thank you. It's also one of the magic words that relates to tafadhali, please. You know, asante is like you're appreciating whatever favor you received from someone who did you a favor. So it's also one of those words you like to embrace whenever and wherever. Karibu, you're welcome. Karibu, you're welcome. Karibu. Karibu is one of the most common words used in Kenya. For example, when someone knocks your door, you'll say, oh, karibu. That means come in, or welcome, actually. Then, in some circumstance when someone gives you something, you'll say thank you, right? Now, the person who is giving, you will say karibu. Karibu means welcome. So it can be a joke, but you know what? You can go and ask them, or you can go and ask as many favors as you can, because they said karibu. I mean, that's a joke. You don't have to take it seriously, though. Dio, yes. Dio, yes. Dio. Dio is a response. Whenever someone asks a question, you can say dio if it's a positive answer, to the question. It depends. You know, there are the yes, no questions. Yeah, that is where it lies. Dio. Umefika Kenya? Dio. Umekula chakula? Dio. Umefika Kenya means, have you arrived in Kenya? You'll say yes, which is dio. Have you eaten food? Umekula chakula? You'll say dio, yes. Hapana, no. Hapana, no. Hapana. Hapana is an answer to the yes-no question, just like dio. Dio means yes, as we looked at it previously. Now here it's no. Umefika Kenya? Hapana. Have you arrived in Kenya? No. Umekula chakula? Have you eaten food? No. Hapana. Sawa. Okay. Sawa. Okay. Sawa. Okay. Sawa. Sawa is used to acknowledge that you agree to whatever has been said. For example, you can say, sawa, nimeelewa maelezo yako. Okay, I've understood the explanation. Niwie radhi. Excuse me. Niwie radhi. Excuse me. Niwie radhi. This is a very handy word, especially when you want someone to excuse you for something. Niwie radhi. Naweza angalia mzigo wako? Excuse me, can I check your bag? Samahani. I'm sorry. Samahani. I am sorry. Samahani. Samahani is also one of those polite words that you really need to remember. It comes handy when you make a mistake. Samahani, nimechelewa. I'm very sorry that I'm late. Ni sangapi? What time is it? Ni sangapi? What time is it? Ni sangapi? Of course, you'll want to know time. If you cannot see the time, probably there's no wall clock around, or perhaps your phone is off to check, or perhaps you forgot your wristwatch. You'll ask your friend, ni sangapi? Msala ni wapi? Where is the restroom? Msalani ni wapi? Where is the restroom? Msalani ni wapi? Now, for real, you may need this word really, especially if nature keeps calling on you. You know, you may want to ask, hey, tafadhali, msalani ni wapi? Excuse me, where is the restroom? Subiri kidogo. Wait a moment. Subiri kidogo. Wait a moment. Subiri kidogo. When you're caught up doing something and someone asks for a favor, you may use this word. Just a moment. Subiri kidogo. Bei ya hii ni nini? How much is this? Bei ya hii ni nini? How much is this? Bei ya hii ni nini? How much is this? Bei ya hii ni nini? Now, he there stands for the thing that you want to buy. For example, you can say, bei ya hii nguo ni nini? How much is this dress? Saidia, help. Saidia, help. Saidia. Saidia! Imagine you're drowning. What will you do? You'll shout, Saidia! Help! When you're in trouble, I mean, this word comes in handy. I think you may want to use it. Tuonane baadaye. See you later. Tuonane baadaye. See you later. Tuonane baadaye. After you meet with your friend, you have a chat with her or him, you'll definitely say, bye, see you later, when you're parting. I think it's also one of those polite words that you may want to add to your list. Kwaheri, goodbye. Kwaheri, goodbye. Kwaheri, goodbye. Kwaheri. Now, kwaheri reminds me of those toughest moments in my life, you know, when I went abroad to study and my family was back in my country. The toughest moments was when we were parting, you know. I will never want to say kwaheri. I will never want to say goodbye. I will never even want to utter it out, but I will just say it with tears rolling down my cheeks. Yeah, kwaheri. It's a good word to use whenever you're parting. Sijui, I don't know. Sijui, I don't know. Sijui. This is a word that you'll use when you acknowledge that for sure you're not sure about the answer to the question or to the situation that is happening at the moment. Some people think it's impolite to say sijui, especially when you're asking for directions. They'll try to give you information which might be wrong to show that they are polite. So you got to be careful. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end of this video. Did you enjoy this video? If you did, do not forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to visit SwahiliPod101.com. Kwaheri! See you again!
Want to speak real Swahili from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwahiliPod101.com.
It's Medina again. Welcome to Swahili Pod 101 Swahili Top Words. Today, we are going to look at 10 questions you should know. Welcome and have fun. Jina lako ni nani? Jina lako ni nani? What's your name? To answer that, you'll say, Jina langu ni Medina. If you're Juma, you'll say, Jina langu ni Juma. My name is Juma. Uhali gani? Uhali gani? How are you? To answer that, you'll say, Njema, I'm fine. Or fine. Uhali gani fine, I'm fine. Ulizaliwa wapi? Ulizaliwa wapi? Where are you from? To answer that, I'll give the name of my country, Kenya. Ulizaliwa wapi? Kenya. If you're born in the United States, you'll say, America. Ulizaliwa wapi? America. Siku yako ya kuzaliwa ni lini? Siku yako ya kuzaliwa ni lini? When is your birthday? To answer that, you'll say, siku yangu ya kuzaliwa ni Aprili tarehe 3. My birthday is April 3rd. Unaishi wapi? Unaishi wapi? Where do you live? Ninaishi Nairobi. I live in Nairobi. Nairobi is quite a big place. Actually, it's a province in itself. So you won't say you're living in the whole Nairobi. We have to be specific. So if you live in Lang'ata, you will say, Ninaishi Lang'ata. That is when we will assume you're in Nairobi and you're talking within people in Nairobi. They'll understand where Lang'ata is. But if you're out of Nairobi, you'll say, Naishi Nairobi Lang'ata, to just be specific. Unafanya kazi wapi? Unafanya kazi wapi? Where do you work? To answer this, you'll say, Jijini Mombasa. Again, Jijini Mombasa. Mombasa is the name of the place. Jijini means town. So if you're working in Kisumu, you'll say, Jijini Kisumu. Just to be specific. I work in Mombasa. I work in Kisumu. Ulijifunza wapi Kiswahili? Ulijifunza wapi Kiswahili? Where did you learn Swahili? For that, you can answer by saying, katika swahilipod101.com. From swahilipod101.com. Je, unapenda chakula cha Kenya? Je, unapenda chakula cha Kenya? Do you like Kenyan food? To answer that, you will say, Ndio, napenda. Yes, I love it. Yes, I like Kenyan food. In Kenya, we have varieties of food, and I'm sure you like it. The most staple food in Kenya is ugali. Ugali is like cornbread. It's made from white flour, white corn flour. It's not very hard. Something like rice, but in the flour form, but cooked. You don't eat the flour, it's cooked. So it's cornbread. Now you eat cornbread with different kinds of stews. You can eat it with bean stew, beef stew, name any kind of stew. And then we also have vegetables. I'm sure you'll like it. Try it out. Umeshawahi kuwa Kenya? Umeshawahi kuwa Kenya? Have you been to Kenya? You can answer this by saying, Hapana, ni mara yangu ya kwanza. No, it's my first time. This is a very common question to tourists who visit Kenya. So be prepared. And it will really sound cool if you can answer in Swahili. Hapana, ni mara yangu ya kwanza. Hii unauza pesa ngapi? Hii unauza pesa ngapi? How much is this? To answer that, you can say, shilingi 10 za Kenya. 10 is the price. So you can keep changing that and say, shilingi 50 za Kenya. 50 shillings, Kenya shillings. This will be a very useful phrase to use when you're going shopping. Of course, I'm sure you're going to buy souvenirs for your family members back in your country. So having this word on your fingertips will be very useful. Yeah, we're done! Thank you so much for keeping up with me until the end of this lesson. Do you remember all those questions? They're very handy and I really recommend that you have them at your fingertips whenever you visit Kenya. Now, if you liked our lesson, do not forget to give us a thumbs up down there and leave your comments. And don't forget to visit swahilipod101.com for more lessons. See you next time. Kwaheri tuonane. Bye.
Mwanamume na mwanamke wanatazama orodha ya chakula hotelini. Mwanamume ataagiza nini?
Utaagiza nini?
Pizza linaonekana tamu, nadhani nitaliagiza.
Nilikula pizza jana kwa hivyo.
Sawa. Hamburger je?
Chaguo bora. Nitakiagiza.
Mwanamume ataagiza nini? Mwanamume na mwanamke wanatazama orodha ya chakula hotelini. Mwanamume ataagiza nini?
Utaagiza nini?
Pizza linaonekana tamu, nadhani nitaliagiza.
Nilikula pizza jana kwa hivyo.
Sawa. Hamburger je?
Chaguo bora. Nitakiagiza.
Mwanamume anapiga simu kwa afisi ya daktari. Anapaswa awe kwa afisi ya daktari saa ngapi? Aise, nikusaidieje?
Unafunga saa ngapi leo?
Tunafunga saa 12 lakini ufike kabla ya saa 11:30 tafadhali.
Sawa, asante.
Anapaswa awe kwa afisi ya daktari saa ngapi? Mwanamume anapiga simu kwa afisi ya daktari. Anapaswa awe kwa afisi ya daktari saa ngapi? Aise, nikusaidieje?
Unafunga saa ngapi leo?
Tunafunga saa 12 lakini ufike kabla ya saa 11:30 tafadhali.
Sawa, asante.
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Want to speak real Swahili from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwahiliPod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Swahili listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Mwanamke yupo kwenye duka kubwa. Ataenda kwenye ghorofa la ngapi? Samahani, nguo za watoto ziko wapi?
Ziko kwenye ghorofa la 5 na la 6.
Je, una nguo za watoto wachanga pia?
Ndiyo, tuna nguo nyingi za watoto wachanga kwenye ghorofa la 6.
Asante sana, nitaenda kuangalia huko. Ataenda kwenye ghorofa la ngapi? Mwanamke yupo kwenye duka kubwa. Ataenda kwenye ghorofa la ngapi? Samahani, nguo za watoto ziko wapi?
Ziko kwenye ghorofa la 5 na la 6.
Je, una nguo za watoto wachanga pia?
Ndiyo, tuna nguo nyingi za watoto wachanga kwenye ghorofa la 6.
Asante sana, nitaenda kuangalia huko. Mwanamume na mwanamke wanaongea. Mwanamume ana miaka mingapi sasa? Sikukuu yako ya kuzaliwa ni hivi karibuni sana.
Ndiyo, ni siku baada ya kesho.
Unaenda kuwa na miaka ngapi?
Nageuka miaka 60.
Hongera. Wacha tusherehekee.
Asante sana. Nashukuru sana.
Mwanamume ana miaka mingapi sasa? Mwanamume na mwanamke wanaongea. Mwanamume ana miaka mingapi sasa? Sikukuu yako ya kuzaliwa ni hivi karibuni sana.
Ndiyo, ni siku baada ya kesho.
Unaenda kuwa na miaka ngapi?
Nageuka miaka 60.
Hongera. Wacha tusherehekee.
Asante sana. Nashukuru sana.
Mwanamke anaangalia nguo kwenye duka la nguo. Ataenda kununua nini? Sketi ya bluu na nyeupe. Nazipenda zote.
Ndiyo, sketi nyeupe inauzwa vizuri.
Ya bluu ni ghali kidogo.
Naam, lakini inakufaa.
Siwezi kumudu zote mbili. Nitanunua ile nyeupe.
Sawa. Asante sana.
Ataenda kununua nini? Mwanamke anaangalia nguo kwenye duka la nguo. Ataenda kununua nini? Sketi ya bluu na nyeupe. Nazipenda zote.
Ndiyo, sketi nyeupe inauzwa vizuri.
Ya bluu ni ghali kidogo.
Naam, lakini inakufaa.
Siwezi kumudu zote mbili. Nitanunua ile nyeupe.
Sawa. Asante sana.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Swahili ebook before it's gone.